Star Spangled Slammer. We have an absolutely action-packed card on hand for you tonight, where every NYCW belt will be defended. So I just have one question for you.
What is it?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I don't know, that wasn't very good. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Then ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to wrestle! It's too hot for this. Shut up. Get out of here. Sit down. Fine. First of all, in the beginning, you idiots were all clapping in instead of stop, stop, clap. You do know that, right? Yeah? Yeah? Realize it now, right, idiot? Exactly. Which brings me to my point. I know I'm from Puerto Rico, but I deserve to wrestle in a cool place while I am in the United States of America. Oh, you idiots agree, huh? Oh, yeah, that's it on the champ side tonight, huh? Yeah. Second of all, there ain't no good beaches out here. How the hell do you people even survive? Someone answer. Air conditioning. Alcohol. How do you survive? Anyway. Anyway, then I get disrespected. Kirby? Kirby! See, I thought you guys were on my side for a second, but obviously you're not. No, don't HBO me now. It is hot. I am tired, and I gotta defend my belt against a scrub. Easy match, easy money. I should be happy, right? I've been defending this belt everywhere in New York, in Massachusetts, in Connecticut, everywhere. I deserve something else best. But I get Kirby freaking Wackerman in the hardest knocking in this damn area. When I'm done with Kirby, I demand my respect. I demand management gets me better competition, or I'm taking this belt back to Puerto Rico and I ain't coming back.
Well, welcome everyone to NYCW Star Spangled Slammer. Some tough talk there from the forever champ HVO High Voltage Omar.
All right. So let's get this show underway.
We're going to keep this show rolling. This is Dominic here with Johnny Patches.
Filling in for Paul Laporte this evening, or this afternoon actually.
We're going to be calling the action here, and it's a hot July day. And we're going to start things off hot with Mr. Dante Dio.
Dante Dio challenging Scotty Aero for the Empire State Heritage title this afternoon.
All of the titles here in NYCW are going to be defended here tonight, and we're looking forward to each and every contest on this show, and we know that you're excited too.
What a way to kick off the action. That was a great 4th of July weekend. Dante Dio, definitely a crowd favorite. The fans solidly behind this young superstar.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of heart and soul. Someone might even call him the heart and soul of NYCW. Even after just a few months, he's really made a name for himself and really won over the hearts and minds of these people here in Whitesboro, New York.
And to the exact opposite, someone who has done nothing to endear himself to these amazing fans.
And 195 crowds.
Scotty Aero. We've seen him walk out of matches. We've seen him leave. He's been shackled with Eliana Evangeline from the front office. Gonna keep track of him, make sure that he follows the rules, make sure that he does things right, doesn't walk out, and he's forced here to defend the Empire State Heritage Championship against early rival Dante Dio.
Scotty does have the advantage. He does have the champion's advantage. He has the upper hand over the front office.
For now, as long as he's wearing that big shiny belt around his waist, you have to admit, yeah, he does have a bit of a vice grip on what he can and cannot do here in NYCW.
And if there is one rivalry where there is no love lost, it's Dante Dio and Scotty Aero. These two have been in each other's throats since day one, literally.
Absolutely. I can't imagine a world where these two could ever see eye to eye.
This is Dante's big chance. He took our champion, High Voltage Omar, to the limit a few months ago.
Fortunately coming up short, but more opportunities at gold. That's what Dante Dio wants.
Single leg takedown. Trying to turn him over to the single leg crab. Oh, and he rolls him over. He's got him.
Great tactic there by Dante Dio early. Scotty expecting that collar and elbow tie-up, but Dante going low and catching him off guard. Something going low is something that Scotty Aero knows a little bit too much about.
Great ring awareness by Scotty. And a great follow-up. Kick to the stomach, armbar. Roll through kip up by Dante Dio.
Great athleticism rolling out of that into an arm wringer of his own. Maintaining that wrist control. He's going to drop Scotty down to his knees, kicking the legs out from underneath him.
Scotty rolls through. And a kip, attempted kip up by Scotty Aero, and he gets an armbar for his trouble.
Didn't quite have the pop of the hips that he needed to get back onto his feet, but he's rolled over now despite the arm control that Dante had. Shoots for the press, not even a one count there. Both men are circling each other. They're going to meet up right back in the center of the ring. Dante Dio calling for a test of strength. Going to start fresh where this match was expected to start off from Scotty Aero. Crowd is all for it. That's that going low that I was talking about with Scotty Aero. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not afraid to cut corners, take shortcuts, especially not now that he's the Empire State Heritage Champion. Worst case scenario, he gets disqualified, but that title stays around his waist if that happens.
And that's all he cares about is leaving this building with that title.
Goes for a big chop. Dante ducks underneath, laying in those kicks with those educated feet, and quick back elbow.
Slides out, another back elbow. Slides out again, building momentum. Another back elbow into the throat of Scotty.
Crowd firmly behind him.
Rolling snap mare. Stiff kick to the face.
Scotty trying to get the hands up to block, but it still levels him. Scotty smart, rolling to the outside. He's going to take a walk, it looks like, and we've seen Scotty Aero take quite the long walks here in the past.
All the way to the back with the title against Frank Nacci last month.
Here's Eliana Evangeline telling him he has to continue if he wants to keep his job. Dante Dio, meanwhile, up and over, shoots himself haphazardly over that top rope to the outside and lands right on top of Scotty Aero.
The plancha was effective, though, and that's all that really matters. Head first into the side of the apron.
Bounces him off the hardest part of the ring is that apron. Just head first goes Scotty Aero. Now Dante Dio chopping at the legs and just getting a hold of him however he can. Throws more kicks across the hamstrings.
Charlie horsed that leg, and that's definitely going to hinder Scotty Aero's movement.
Not sure what Dante Dio has in mind here. Super kick right to the arm.
Blocked.
Drags him right down, wrenching the shoulder. You could almost feel that here up in the stands. Like your arm's getting ripped out of your socket and slamming you right down onto the hard boards on the apron.
Dante Dio out at 2, though.
Scotty just able to get the 2 count. Now drags Dante into the corner.
What an open slap.
Lightning quick.
And going to work on that arm.
That's smart. He's isolating that injured left shoulder there that got slammed onto the apron, wrapping it around the top rope and twisting for as much of the count as he wants.
You know, he's trying to set Dante Dio up for that arm bar. He's gotten many a victory with that.
He's using the entirety of the 5 count. Ref gets right to 4. Scotty breaks the hold. Doesn't want to get disqualified, at least while he has the upper hand. Now just a plain choke under the chin.
Working within the confines of the rules, and we use that term loosely. Irish whip, Dante Dio up and over.
Just barely able to get over with that shoulder.
And shoulder first into the steel post.
Things are not going well for Dante Dio. Anything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Traps that arm with a hammerlock and a hammerlock side suplex there from Scotty Aero. Brilliant ring work. Brilliant. Absolutely working on that shoulder, absolutely isolating, and he's picking his spot and he's working it well.
Back elbow by Dante Dio, but sent right back down to his knees from that fall to the back of the neck.
Unable to fight out of Scotty's offensive stranglehold. Dante Dio ducks underneath, hits the knee, and then an elbow.
Another kick to the thigh. Not for a step up Enziguri, but Scotty ducked, and there's that Fujiwara armbar.
And Dante Dio's in no man's land, flat on his belly in the center of the ring, and he's got eyes on that bottom rope, but he's got a long way to crawl.
No one can question the heart of Dante Dio, but at what point do you just have to tap out? The damage has been done, and Scotty has no problem ripping that shoulder out of the socket.
Dante was able to get out from under the body weight of Scotty Aero, but Scotty Aero just wrenches back on the arm, reapplies, and goes right back to keeping his opponent grounded right here in the center of the ring in that painful submission hold.
Dante fighting up, gets to his knees, rolls through with the crucifix. 1, 2, kick out at 2 by Scotty Aero.
Just like that, Scotty Aero saw his championship reign flash before his eyes. Polish hammer there from Dante Dio knocks Scotty Aero to the ground. Another one. He's calling for a third. There it is. Scotty Aero keeps getting back up, though.
The damage has been done to that left arm of Dante. You wonder if he would just be throwing regular punches, but he had to use his underarm for leverage and momentum there.
Essentially supplementing that left shoulder and a huge neck breaker right across the knee. Scotty kicks out at 2. Now Dante Dio's asking himself what he has to do to put Scotty Aero away.
It looks like he might be wanting to go for that Inferno.
Scotty Aero's definitely not in position for that. And too far in the center of the ring. It'd be too far of a dive for Dante Dio. And Scotty Aero rakes the eyes, not surprised. Codebreaker right onto that left arm. Slow, painful arm drag. Dante.
Oh, the referee was trapped behind Scotty Aero in the corner.
Dante hit those double knees. Scotty Aero's down. No ref there to count it. If Dante were to even go for a cover here, now Dante's trying to figure out his next move, trying to get the will of the people behind him.
This might be the low blow by Scotty Aero, and the referee didn't see it.
Not surprised. Eliana Evangeline's going to scold Scotty Aero.
She's taking notes.
The referee didn't see it, but she certainly saw it. Now Scotty trying to take that notepad away from her.
And Dante just walked right into it. Dante Dio is out cold.
Accidentally on purpose, if you will. Scotty Aero clobbers Dante Dio with that steel case, that notepad case.
You can count to 100. Dante Dio is out cold.
Referee didn't see the shot, but he saw the cover, and Scotty Aero saying that was your fault. That was on you. He didn't do it. Scotty Aero.
Scotty Aero definitely would have done it if he had the opportunity to. And now he's ripping up the evaluation.
By hook or by crook? I suppose mostly by crook. Scotty Aero's going to retain the Empire State Heritage Championship. Eliana Evangeline does not look happy.
It's going to go down in the record books as a win.
You can put as many asterisks as you want by that W. Scotty Aero doesn't care. He's hitting the pay window with that belt. harder than Dante Dio got hit with that steel case.
Dante is still trying to recover. He got rocked.
I don't think he even knows the match is over.
But a show of respect by the fans, but nevertheless, Scotty Aero is still your Empire State Heritage Champion.
Aero, you're a scaredy little biatch. I can't wait to get my hands on you.
Dante Dio. Sounds like he's not done with this rivalry with Scotty Aero.
But this loss definitely has to set him back. He's going to go back to the end of the line.
Our next contest.
This is going to be a fun one.
Tag team match scheduled for one fall. Our first team entering the ring. They hail from the 585. They weigh in tonight at a slim, trim, and a little bit round.
Hey, we're back at this place. I hate this place. Don't shut up! Shut your mouth! Shut up! Stop talking! Shut up!
Does Chris Caden ever shut up?
I mean, I've never seen it. Maybe when he sleeps, probably not.
He definitely talks in his sleep. Chris Caden, Maximo Suave, and the natural Nick Sullivan this evening.
They make up Defiance. They are ready to prove that they are the top tag team here in NYCW.
Is this right? Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is the greatest tag team in the world!
Excuse me, greatest tag team in the world.
The Lincoln sensation, Maximo Suave! The natural Nick Sullivan and Mr. Charisma personified Chris Caden!
You think he called himself that?
He just did.
But no one granted him that title.
You can't make up your own nickname. Even in wrestling, you can't make up your own nickname.
And their opponents tonight.
Got a third generation and 20 some odd years of experience here.
Make your way to the ring.
What's up, tough guys in the house? Tough guys in the house. NYCW's the place to be. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Kid Curry is an honorary member of Tough Guy Inc. here tonight. He's going to try to prove that he has what it takes to be called tough. I mean, we've seen this kid struggle with some hard-fought losses. Definitely trying to get on the right page here.
He is a third generation talent though, and there's no questioning how talented he is.
Absolutely, and you have to imagine riding with, you know, a wizened old vet like Brutal Bob. You're definitely going to pick up a thing or two, especially when it comes to a game plan. And I have to imagine Tough Guy Inc. and Kid Curry have put together a little something here for Defiance.
I'm never sad to see Bob.
Absolutely.
Every time Bob Evans is around, it's a good time. Tough Timmy Hughes getting the crowd worked up. Hopefully he doesn't gas himself out. I'm already tired watching him.
It is hot here today.
And it looks like Chris Caden just hurt himself by kicking the apron in frustration. Looks like this might be a long afternoon for Defiance.
What's up, guys? Everybody wave at once!
Hi, Bob.
Racism at its finest. Back them up! Back them up! Back them up! They're not backing up. Hey, get out of my way. Get out, man. Back up.
And our referee PJ is trying to get these teams settled into their corners so we can get this match underway, but
If there's anyone who's not going to take any crap from anyone, it's definitely going to be PJ Gonzalez.
if there's anybody who's not going to stop giving crap, it's Chris Caden and Defiance. He's waiting for Tough Guy Inc. and Kid Curry to hit the apron, and looks like Tim Hughes is going to be starting this off, and Defiance is figuring out who's going to be the first member to square up with him. Looks like it's probably going to be Maximo Suave, but we've seen Defiance change their mind at the last second in the past.
I'm sure if Chris Caden is going to get in the ring, he'll let us know. And there's the bell.
Chris Caden's still not even getting on the apron. Now finally, this match is going to start. Tough Tim, Maximo Suave. Let's see how they started off.
Maximo lost his balance.
That ring's got a little bit of a bounce to it. Maximo Suave falls butt first onto the canvas and back into his own corner, and it looks like they're going to maybe go back to the drawing board here.
There he goes again. Maximo is taking a siesta of sorts.
He's registering on the Richter scale. The referee's going to start the count. Defiance is going to have to figure out how they want to go about beginning this matchup. Brutal Bob, meanwhile, comes in off the tag.
Bob's letting him know he's too old to do the jumping.
Fair.
I relate.
I'm not going to do the jumping thing. Who are you? Right here, man. You pay. Who are you?
Painted him in and he tagged Tim back in. Back to doing the jumping thing.
Defiance are unimpressed and unamused.
PJ putting the count on him. Kid Curry making his first appearance in the match. I use the term loosely so far.
Kid Curry is all business. Doesn't look like he wants to do any jumping things. Collar elbow tie right into that side headlock. Kid Curry, absolute student of the game. Starting this match off is about as traditionally as you can get. Maximo Suave, though, turns it over and gets a side headlock of his own.
Back him into the ropes. Shoves him off. Drops down. Leapfrog. There's that second generation drop kick. Catches Chris Caden coming in. And Nick Sullivan. Oh, he
Beautiful.
takes the big man off his feet.
Beautiful hat trick of drop kicks. Kid Curry is showing all 3 generations of talent that have led him here. He's got athleticism to spare.
PJ up to 5. There's a tag to Bob Evans.
Here we go.
And Chris Caden makes his way into the match for the first time. Legally for the first time.
What a beautiful tag. It's like the best high five I've ever seen.
What a scoop slam.
Bob Evans with never with a lack of power, but
And Nick Sullivan with the trifecta.
3 big body
And
slams.
Mo looking for a 4th. No, put PJ down. You could be disqualified.
Little Bob's a little old-fashioned. Gets a little carried away, and he's just whipping Tough Tim into each and every corner.
Tim's making his rounds, clothesline after clothesline.
It's like a tornado. Talk about gas. That's a lot of running on a hot day. Looks like Tough Tim's got a bit of a stitch.
Looks like he just caught his breath. One more time.
They've had about a half dozen each so far, but Tim's going to keep it going for old time's sake. All 4 men now wobbling it all flat on the mat. That's a 3-to-1 advantage.
That is a 3-to-1 odds advantage right there.
Tough Gang, Kid Curry, Bob Evans on the outside. They're still on their feet. Kid Curry and Bob Evans have dragged Maximo Suave and
Meeting
Chris
of the
Caden up.
minds. And one for the railing.
Meanwhile in the ring,
It's like Tim's going to fly. Oh, he got leveled by the natural.
Nick Sullivan is a whole lot of man to run right into. And he threw all of that big right arm into that clothesline. Chris Caden coming in to float over onto the cover, but Tim kicks out and gets a big stiff right hand right to the head for his trouble.
Fires back with a right and left of his own to the midsection. When he catches a boot to the heart. Stomping a mud hole.
How about a couple more boots to that chest for you? DJ's laying down the law. Chris Caden's going to drag Tim out of the corner there. Right back into the corner of Defiance. Tags in Maximo Suave.
Snapmare. Double chop to the back. Double kick to the chest. Double fist drop to the jaw.
Beautiful tag team work there.
There's a lot of years of tag team experience among Defiance, and they showed it right there. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Goes right back to that reverse chin lock.
Driving that right elbow right into the trapezius muscle. And that one I think was a little high. I think that one was right to the, maybe the temple of Tim Hughes.
Either way, it's effective.
Sinks in that chin hold.
Tough Tim finding his way back up, back elbow.
Trying to break out of this hold before all the wind is taken out of his body. Hits the side suplex.
Now's a chance to make the tag. Hits the ropes.
Hits the ropes instead. Looks for that splash, but he eats double knees from Maximo Suave. Now Tim is flat on his back in the wrong corner. He had a chance to get out, but should have taken the opportunity. Now he's right back in that hold from Suave, and now Nick Sullivan comes in and applies that Dragon Sleeper.
Modified Dragon Sleeper locking that arm in as well. If there's someone that you don't want riding you in 90-degree heat, This Nick Sullivan.
Tim barely able to make any separation between his shoulders and the mat. Popping those hips up, breaking the count, only gets a 2 count there for Nick Sullivan. Now Sullivan tagging in Chris Caden, and Caden's going to come back in and pick the bones as we've seen him do time and time again. And
find something you're good at and stick with it.
Looks like that headbutt took a bit out of Caden as well. Caden directing PJ into the corner with Brutal Bob and Kid Curry.
Taunting them.
And they fell right for it, coming in and getting stopped, and now Defiance maintaining control on Tough Tim.
Maximo Suave cutting off the ring.
Smart tag team wrestling, drops that double axe handle, make sure that Tim can't crawl any further into his corner.
Double axe handle lower back.
And Kid Curry ducks, preempting the back elbow there from Maximo Suave. And now him and Bob are going to try to come in, but they're going to get cut off at the pass again. Meanwhile,
what an elbow drop.
Nick Sullivan, he doesn't get much distance between his feet and the ring, but he's got a lot of weight behind that elbow.
We watched this man German suplex Papa Bear weight.
It is a masterful feat of strength, to say the least.
He could be the strongest man in NYCW. He could be the strongest man in New York State, let's be honest here.
I mean, have you seen Frank Nacci?
I have.
I don't know. Meanwhile, Tim Hughes is just in a bad way. He's been in this matchup for far too long. He's been cut off from his corner for who knows how long at this point. Seems like it's been an eternity, and
he just got fed. Beautiful belly to belly by Nick Sullivan. One. Oh, Curry makes the save.
Drives right through those ropes and makes sure that Tim stays in this matchup, but he's got to make a tag. He's got to get out of that ring, but
fantastic teamwork by Defiance. And these quick tags in and out, especially in this weather, this environment, they have to stay fresh.
Absolutely. You can't catch your breath in such heat, and these guys are taking their time, making sure that they get those tags, get those breathers, and stay fresh. When you talk about fresh, I mean, Bob Evans and Kid Curry have been taking quite the break on the outside.
Tim ducked. Maxwell caught them both with the double axe handle.
One hex handle for each of them, and this is the opportunity that Tim needs.
He has to make a tag now.
He rolls through,
comes up, tags in Kid Curry. Diving forearm. Nice clothesline, big back elbow.
He's coming in like a house of fire. He's got all that frustration from being stuck on the outside built up. Ducks under, goes for the Irish Rip, gets reversed. Curry climbs up and drops the heel axe kick to the top of the head.
Missile drop kick off the middle rope. Rolls through, rolling knee bar. Oh, rolling figure four.
Beautiful transition into that figure four, but
Nick Sullivan breaking it up.
Getting a little bit of payback for Kid Curry coming in on him, and Bob's throwing those huge haymakers.
Big bombs on both men now. Double atomic elbow.
But Nick Sullivan still standing. The mountain of meat is still up, and Bob just drives that shoulder to take him off his feet. Now Maximo Suave comes in looking for Maximo. He eats a shoulder block as well. There's no getting up and throwing a right hand after something like that from Brutal Bob.
Tim heading up to the top. I don't know how wise this is. He didn't have much time to catch his breath. Bob cutting off Nick Sullivan.
Kid Curry hits the outside as well. Bob imploring Maximo Suave to get up. Looks like he's gonna.
Tim look for that cross body.
Huge cross body there, but Maximo Suave rolls through and he's got the leg hooked. And that's three.
That's three.
Bob Evans not able to get back in time. Chris Caden cutting off Kid Curry, and
Defiance are victorious this afternoon.
That is quite the turnabout for Tough Tim. Unfortunately, hits that crossbody, just too much momentum. Gets it turned around and ends up losing it for his team. Absolute heartbreaker here to Defiance. Now we get to hear Chris Caden talk about how great they are. It's all the taunting these fans.
The child doesn't know how close he was to dying.
Chris Caden wants his hand raised. He's a winner. He wants to be respected like a winner.
What a big win this afternoon for Defiance.
In the ring.
They're claiming Maximo pulled the tights. I couldn't see it from where we were, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
Very good in the face of Tim Hughes, and now they're getting into a bit of a shoving match. And
Bob had to get between them. Curry's blaming him for the loss.
Bob's going to try to play peacemaker here, but Kid Curry looks incensed. Kid Curry wants to talk about respect, and he's not giving any here to Tough Guy Inc., and he's...
Frustration set in.
Hey, it's not nothing against you guys. It's not like that. I'm just a little bit tired. Just a little bit too tired. Break what up? Cheated for what? 27 years? That's all you can do? I'm not mad at you guys. I'm just a little bit tired. Well, yeah, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of these matches. No. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Just know for now. Get a different job. If one thing, know for now. Like Francois sings about it, things are gonna change, and I'm gonna do it my way. Not no more stuff like that. Moment of what? Moment of what? What'd you see out there? What do you want to do? You got your white suit? You gonna do something about it? Use this mic. What'd you call it?
Can you explain your actions to me?
Explain what actions? What did I do so wrong? I'm trying to win. What's the matter? Participation trophies are good for you guys? What are you looking at? What the heck? What's that? Boo what? Boo what? I gave everything. I gave a lot. I gave a lot. Just know, for now on, things are changing. And like Francois sings about it, I'm doing it my way. Why don't you get in the ring? Sign the contract, you get in the ring. You'll be dead in a minute.
What a change of attitude.
He's had enough. He's had enough of the losses, and it looks like he's gonna
do things his
way from now on. Meanwhile, Tough Guy Inc. in the ring.
Quoting Frank Sinatra.
Tough Guy Inc. knows how to take a loss in stride. I mean, they've got 30 years of experience.
You don't have to look through that long without having some L's on it.
They've seen both sides of the lights.
Young lady, doing a great job tonight. I want to thank you for being part of this, and I want to thank all of you guys for being part of this. We appreciate you giving us your Saturday at 4 p.m. And Nick Curry, I'm going to say this to you. I've known you since you were 7 years old, young man, and I think you acted a lot more mature back then. We saw what happened. We didn't complain. Win or lose, Tough Guy takes their licks and they show up the next time. All you did is complain when he was getting beat up fighting for his life. All I heard you were saying, I could do better. Well, son, look what you did. You tucked your tail between your legs. You had a lot to say 20 feet away from us. But then when it came down to us, all I heard was excuses and nothing else. You want a participation trophy? That's fine with me. Show up and I'll crack one over your head.
tough words from Brutal Bob Evans.
Because he's a tough guy.
Absolutely.
No pun intended.
Maybe a little.
Our next contest is a singles match with a 20-minute time limit set for one fall. Making his New York Championship Wrestling debut. From the Prince of Insanity.
What is this?
He's the mad god of professional wrestling. NYCW presents the madness of Corinne.
Quite a lot going on here. I'm not quite sure who this is making their NYCW debut, the Madness of Trip.
What's with that staff? Crowd here kind of taken aback.
Not sure what to make of the Madness of Trip here.
And his opponent tonight. He comes to us tonight from Palestine, New York.
Soldier of God.
He's the soldier of God. Come on, baby. Ronnie
Ronnie
Ribs.
Ribs returning here to NYCW.
Ronnie trying to make friends. And the Madness of Trip wasting no time.
Absolutely no time. The bell hadn't even rung yet.
He's making his NYCW debut, and I guess he needs to make a statement right off the bat.
Ronnie Ribs turns it around. He's no slouch. There's that huge clothesline into the corner.
Big back foot drop.
After that back body drop, Trip is going to roll to the outside.
It looks like Ribs is going to bring him in the hard way.
Up and over and flat on his back and now back to his feet. Ribs with a big drop kick there. Madness of Trip rolls now to the outside completely.
Ribs off the ropes. Baseball slide misses. Oh, and eats a stiff chop for his trouble. And driven back first from the steel post.
Cheer for him now! Come on, cheer for him now!
Madness of Trip not endearing himself to this NYCW crowd.
Not in the least. Side suplex right onto the apron. Great show of strength.
Cheer for him now! Hey, you gotta bring it in. Cheer for him now!
Much like Chris Caden, Trip has not stopped talking since he got in that ring.
This will be so much easier for you if you stay down.
Well, it would be easier if he stayed down, but I don't think there's any quitting in Ronnie Ribs. Firing back with a big overhand right.
Another one right to the right to the forehead, right between the eyes of Ronnie Ribs, and a big chop to the chest walks him out of that corner.
One more. Then you count past one.
I can't do.
Another chop. The Menace of Trip has really slowed the pace to a methodical crawl here, just one strike at a time.
Can you count to four?
Now into the fourth corner here. Lighting up the chest.
Looks like he's only making Ribs mad.
Ducks underneath. Shoots him into the corner himself.
What a chop of his own.
Full 360.
And a thumb to the eye.
Huge chop caving in the chest of the Madness of Trip.
He may have had a moment of clarity there.
Hands like cinder blocks.
Beautiful scoop slam in the middle of the ring.
Says a prayer and drops the knee.
Ronnie Ribs looking to go up. He needs a chop for his trouble. Beautiful uppercut by Trip.
Now onto that second rope.
Looks like he's going to go for a superplex. Ribs firing back. Headbutt. Trip was hanging on.
Not long enough as he comes crashing to the mat here.
No, it ain't that easy.
Ribs gets down off that second rope and drops the leg right across the throat of the Madness of Trip.
Kick out at 2. Reversal. Soul food. One,
Rip into the cover.
2. Kick out at 2.
Ronnie Ribs able to get the shoulder up. Not enough power and pressure and offense laid into Ronnie Ribs at this point. He's still got a lot of heart in him, but Madness of Trip is going to try to work all of that out and just lays in those stiff right hands right between the eyes. Cartwheels over him, hits the elbow drop. Innovative offense.
Ribs firing back.
Ribs' eyes are glazed over. Drapes him over that top rope. Spikes him right down on top of his head.
This could be it.
That could absolutely be
2.
it.
What resolve by Ribs. Trip's arguing with the official that was a 3, but that was clearly a 2 count.
He's got to stay on Ronnie Ribs here instead of arguing with the referee. He's not going to change his mind from 2 to 3. You got to do it yourself.
Comes off. Big Ron Simmons-esque spine buster in the middle of the ring.
And hand right on the chest and driven right straight down.
If he could roll over, he might get the 3.
Madness of Trip is already beginning to stir.
Ribs the first to his feet. Ronnie calling on him though. Drop toe hold, eats the middle turnbuckle.
Not the most nutritious lunch, and now the Madness of Trip is now back in control. He drove that knee right across the lower back, and now he's looking to climb the ropes. Precariously perched, and Ronnie Ribs is able to step up and stop the momentum as the climb was continuing. Laying in those right hands right across the face. Ronnie Ribs trying to figure out what's next, and it's another big chop, just absolutely caving in the chest.
And another for good measure. Both men going up.
Dangerous position here.
Looking for that superplex. Oh, and he powers him up and over.
Able to pop the hips to get the Madness of Trip over from just the second rope, and what an absolute display of power here from the Soldier of God. Both men down. Referee's going to start the count.
Up to 2, 3.
I didn't say he was going to count fast.
At least as long as he's consistent, that's all that matters.
Both men trading right hands in the center of the ring.
Both men exhausted.
Jockeying for position. Swinging away in this heat. Ribs goes back to that tried and true chop.
Trip not to be outdone. Goes low with that kick.
Ducks under the next shot from Ribs and dumps him over. Absolutely exhausted is Trip. Just barely able to get Ribs off his feet before collapsing himself, holding that lower back.
Both men have had a lot taken out of them. Lariat, ducks underneath. Cutter! That could be it.
He called that elbow too early. Ribs with the cover. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. As the Soldier of God, Ronnie Ribs, with another win here this evening.
Not exactly how you want to debut for the Madness of Trip, but congratulations, Ronnie Ribs.
He earned that win.
Absolutely.
He's still showing the effects of it. What's Trip? Trip's got a chair. Look out, Ronnie. Don't turn around. Oh, come on. There's no need for that.
Well, I guess if you can't win your match on your debut, you gotta be remembered some way, and he's absolutely laying into Ronnie Ribs here.
Making a statement this afternoon. He's making a big statement this afternoon.
Absolutely disgusting disrespect here from the Madness of Trip.
He may not have won, but he's walking away. I have a feeling this isn't the last that we've seen of these two.
It's not about winning or losing, it's about sending a message.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
NYCW, what do you have to say to the fans after your vicious assault on the S.O.G?
That wasn't assault, that was kind of more peppery than salt. I'm on a diet, cut the sodium. But it is. This has nothing to do with wins and losses. This has nothing to do with titles or turtles. I have no idea what wrestling has to do with turtles. This has to do with sending a message. Hey, Ronnie, I know you're half conscious, but did you get my message? NYCW, your jovial form of benevolence, the mad god himself, the madness of Trip is here to stay. And people like Ronnie Ribs are just the first stepping stone of my godly ascension.
He's a sociopath. You realize that, right?
He's something. He claims he's here to stay. See what Ronnie Ribbs has to say about that.
Okay, now, I might be the only one to notice this, but the 4th of July holiday is usually filled with fireworks and hot dogs. And the first card we have near the 4th of July, and there is no hot dog man!
Buns is missing.
Send out the police. We gotta find him.
There's still all beef in here. All beef.
All right. Our next match is a 6-man tag team match. It is set for 1 fall. Make your way to the ring first tonight.
Making their debut.
They come from Tasty Town, New York.
That's outside Rochester.
Oh, I was wondering. I hadn't seen it on the map. But yeah, outside Rochester. All right. I think I might have saw that on the thruway.
Two definite standouts from the Rochester Flower Academy. And a standout from Grapplers Anonymous.
170 pounds. He is Dokota Orion.
That's right. This victory has come home to Buffalo tonight.
Now, is it just me, or does this pairing seem a little different? Dokota Orion and the Tasty Boys. If you know, if you look at the two units individually, Tasty Boys one unit, Dokota Orion is the other.
If you see who their opponents are, you'll also understand about the dichotomy between.
Well, let me check my notes here.
We got the Nacci Mafia. Frank and Dan. Dan coming off a loss, unfortunately, last month to High Voltage Omar in the main event. In his first shot at the NYCW heavyweight title.
An unfortunate loss, but with a size like that, I have to imagine that it's not going to be his only opportunity in the budding career of this young man and this young team as well. Frank Nacci, no slouch. Only a matter of time before he gets his own shot at some NYCW gold.
Weighing in 175 pounds. He is the Great Nuka.
Now you're telling me that the Great Nuka and some good old boys aren't a cohesive, make sense team on paper? I mean, is that what you were trying to say by your now seemingly slanderous words?
We have two good old Italian boys, and we have someone from the fifth chamber.
I mean, I'm sure they got spaghetti.
He may be radioactive. We don't know.
He's radioactive. I want hazard pay.
Do you get paid?
Well, no, but I want hazard pay.
I'm 200 pounds. Be quiet. We weren't talking about you. We're talking about Slim Jim in the ring.
Dakota Orion and the Great Nuka are going to start off this contest. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Dakota Orion here, Johnny Patches?
Dakota Orion is a graduate of Grapplers Anonymous in Buffalo, so he does have some familiarity with the Nacci Mafia. He's an extremely talented high flyer. Yes, case in point right there.
There's some great athleticism there.
And someone who may be able to match him with athleticism.
Great Nuka, absolutely no slouch, rolls through, back flips back over, single leg takedown, now goes for the cover. High intensity, fast-paced offense. Crowd firmly behind the Great Nuka.
Dakota ducks down the ground, waist lock, reversed by Nuka. Reversed again. Rolls through, what a counter.
And great lightning quick offense there.
Nuka letting Dakota know he was seconds away from that 3 count.
Now, here's something that's bothering me just a little bit, but the face paint on the Great Nuka is reversed.
It is reversed.
From what the Italian flag is. So is the 5th chamber
like the
some
Zara
kind
world?
of a mirror world?
I believe so.
With some kind of a reverse Italy where like maybe Italy lost both world wars or something crazy like that. You know, like they were on the bad guys' side both times. Which is insane to me because they're 2-time World War champions.
Right. Italy and America.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
France.
Meanwhile, with the side headlock here, Nuka fights out of it. And Dakota Orion gets a waist lock here. And great.
What a show of power by
Roman
Nuka there.
Greco-Roman wrestling there. Turns it around, rolls it through, arm drag there. And these two men have been well matched as far as ability and speed and quickness and technical prowess.
Dakota offering a hand of sportsmanship and a forearm of being a horseman.
I suppose not equals in naivety as the Great Nuka there is now chopped into the corner, and Dakota Orion is now in control. More forearms, more chops, just
wearing away.
Just 2-piece. Shoots him across.
Irish whip. Catches double move coming in.
Nuka just gets the legs up to reverse that.
Double feet, he doesn't wear boots, so
that's a fair point. Now I feel foolish.
Another arm drag by Nuka.
Japanese arm drag just rolls through. Rolls in that arm bar. He's got the double wrist lock applied on the shoulder. Rose kicks him out, fights him into the Nacci corner. Smart.
Roundhouse kick, tag in.
Smart tag team wrestling for someone who is not a tag team wrestler.
Tags in Dan.
Tags in Frank. Frank tags in Dan. Dan throws Frank into Dakota. Now all 3 men are getting in their offense. All 3 men get a shot at Dakota in the corner.
It's a long fall.
That's the cover. Could be it. Dakota Orion gets the left shoulder up. Good tag team wrestling there. Very smart move. Very subtle, but Dan put himself between Orion and his own corner so that Orion had nowhere to go, and then Dan backs him into the Nacci corner again and tags in his brother Frank.
These two are excellent, excellent tag team wrestlers, and little subtle things like that you see now, you can call back to in other matches that they've done. Irish whip. Went for that big backdrop. he landed hard. It looks like he went to roll him through with the sunset flip, but he couldn't get it. Ducks underneath clothesline.
Orion now up on the shoulder.
What a Frankensteiner. The Tasty Boys are happy. Matt Lawson getting to the mat for the first time has his key to more.
Both members of the Tasty Boys come in. Double drop toe hold. Talk about some excellent tag team work here.
Double headbutts. Cutting off the ring.
European uppercut, another one.
Frank's trapped. A third. Dokota getting back in. Matt Lawson didn't want that tag.
No, seems like he's content with being on the outside. Now here he comes in, because if there's one thing about wrestling commentary, the second you say it, it becomes untrue. Overhand chop there to Frank Nacci. Sure, Frank Nacci wishes that would become untrue. Dakota Orion comes back in.
Forearm shivers. Measures him. Put everything behind that.
And as you said, Orion, a graduate from Grapplers Anonymous out in Buffalo, definitely not unfamiliar with the power of Frank Nacci. And, we saw that pretty much scouted when Frank was maneuvering him on his shoulder, and Orion countered it and has led to Frank Nacci being on the back foot for some time here in this matchup.
If you train in the same facility, you see things. You see weaknesses in someone's game. And Dakota Orion's taking full advantage of that. Frank moves out of the way of Matt Lawson. Catches more with a back elbow. And Sicilian death to Dakota. And that could be the end. He's done.
All three opponents of Frank Nacci getting a little piece of it and rolling to the outside.
Makes the tag to Nuka. Nuka looks like he's going to fly.
What gives you that idea? He's just standing there clapping.
No, man. The second I said it, and I was proved wrong. Thanks, Dakota.
Dakota Orion dragging the great Nuka out.
Stomping
putting
away.
The boots to him.
Moore knocks Dan Nacci clear off the apron.
Nuka is all alone with the Tasty Boys. Frank Nacci's been disposed of on the far side of the ring.
Cutter. Wheelbarrow suplex right in the middle of the ring. Great ring awareness, pulling him back in. Pulling him away from
Lawson
the corner.
with the cover. Just a 2 count there. Nuka's got short arms, short legs. I mean, he's got a long way to reach. Luckily, one of his tag team partners here has probably the longest wingspan in all of NYCW.
Double Nuka's. Oh, and he's taken down by the hair.
Still not enough. Lawson with a big double handful of Nuka's hair and drags him down in the center of the ring. Gets a 2 count off of it. Now Nuka rolls, unfortunately, to the wrong side. Good tag team work from Lawson there, again, standing in between his opponent and his opponent's only escape, really.
Right, amazing ring awareness. Flower City Wrestling Academy is producing some amazing talent, much like Grapplers. And this match is a prime example of what to expect from both schools. And the 5th chamber.
Of course.
Driving that elbow into the shoulder of Nuka. Nuka flirting back with kicks. Catching Dakota Orion on the top of the head.
And the 2 men that started off this match back at it again. Back elbow counter from the great Nuka. Orion's going to try again. This time eats the double again. Just feet, no boots. And then the tornado DDT out of the corner.
Dakota got folded up.
Tasty Boys are beside themselves on the apron. Notches are firing this crowd up. If anyone knows how to get the crowd behind them, it's certainly the Nacci Mafia. Constant crowd favorites Good old boys never done nothing wrong a day in their life. Nuka makes the tag.
Tag made the dead Nacci. Shoulder block levels loss more, and a running shoulder block that knocks his shoulder out of the socket. Chi breaker. Inside knee left to Keenan Moore.
Looks more up for that vertical suplex.
Fights his way out of it.
Still fighting out of it. Lawson with the double axe handle. Looks like the Tasty Boys are going to go for some tag team maneuver of their own here. Looking for that double vertical suplex,
Weight
but
to lift there.
it's a long man to get up and over. You got to pop your hips in unison, but Dan Nacci, amazing show of strength there, pops his hips and in unison over go the Tasty Boys, and now the Nacci Mafia in firm control, looking to stir the sauce here. Frank's got Lawson up on his shoulders, takes him for the airplane spin. Dan hits the ropes, but
Dokota low bridge. He said he was going to kill him. Rolling Death Valley driver, senton by Lawson. 1, 2. Oh, Nuka saves at the last second.
just able to stretch out and break up that pinfall.
This count may have been slow, but he's been consistent all match. Dokota heading up to the top, saying it's over. Tasty Boys are in his way, though.
You stay there.
Dakota Orion about as tall as Dan Nacci now.
And he's trapped on the top rope.
Only one place to go, and it's down.
Into the arms of Frank Nacci. Catches him, backbreaker. Fireman's carry. Tag. Time to stir the sauce,
And
I got a feeling.
Nick Sullivan's the strongest in NYCW. Sauce is stirred, boot is planted.
TKO. And that's it. Stick a fork in him. Oh, I guess proving me wrong. I hate commentary. Making the tag the great Nuka. Throw a little Parmesan on it.
Nuka's going up higher than the top rope.
And that's it. The Naccis of the great Nuka with a fantastic win this afternoon. Nuka comes up to Dan Nacci's shoulder.
It
happens.
It happens sometimes. He's from the fifth chamber. They might not even be the same species. All right, we don't know.
Big fan favorites here at NYCW, leaving with the win. But nevertheless, an amazing first showing by the Tasty Boys and Dakota Orion.
Absolutely. Maybe it's just not the night for debuts here in NYCW, but they're definitely showing us something we did not expect.
Are you guys having a good time so far?
I think we're coming up on our hour one main event.
Excellent, because our next match is for the New York Championship Wrestling Women's Championship. First, the challenger. She comes to us tonight from Albany, New York.
Christina Marie, big name here in New York State, independent wrestling, and
The entire Northeast.
absolutely.
She has won titles from Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. And she's a about to add another title to her resume.
If things go her way, you got to imagine that's what she's got her eyes on here.
Has been an amazing defending champion so far, and this may be one of her biggest challenges to date.
Absolutely. The competition here in NYCW, certainly no slouches. Corinne Mink is, unfortunately, if you will, a champion of opportunity after the inaugural women's champion Riley Shepard was injured in her title victory. Corinne Mink has been the second NYCW women's champion, longest reigning, if you will, but she's done a fantastic job of defending and really representing the women's division here in NYCW.
You know, she may be the second champion, but she is the standard bearer. She's what all other women's champions from this point forward have to gauge themselves against. And PJ the Whip is one of the women that she's wrestled twice and defeated her the second time to win that title.
Let's see if PJ is able to call this one right down the center, put bygones in the past. I don't want to say that in NYCW we've seen some corrupt refereeing in the past or levy any accusations against the referees that the front office has put into positions of power here in NYCW. But we have seen, how should I put this, a little bit of shady business. And that's what it is. It's business, for sure. Because I don't think the referees are doing the bad officiating for pleasure.
No, they're definitely doing it on purpose, Chris. And ducks underneath. Christina Marie jumping Corinne Minks before the bell. Runs into a big boot. Corinne turning the tables on her. Christina rolling out of the way. Big forearm, rocks her in the corner.
Christina Marie just laying in those forearms. Going to drag her out of the corner with an Irish whip.
Up and over.
Corinne Mink with the arm drag there.
Big hip attack in the corner. Snap bears. Corinne maybe a bit taller, but courageous Christina Marie is a powerhouse. If you've ever seen any of her lifting videos, you would be very, very impressed.
Oh, I'm sure you're well familiar with them, Johnny Patches. Corinne Mink is dragging Christina Marie up. Christina Marie's fighting out with some back elbows, goes for the diving crossbody. You want to talk about lifting. Corinne Mink's just caught Christina Marie full speed.
But Christina Marie catches her with those back elbows and rakes her eyes on the way off her shoulders. Head first in the top turnbuckle.
Throwing those short kicks right to the midsection.
The crowd not happy. Corinne Mink is a big-time fan favorite here in NYCW.
Absolutely. Christina Marie, that boot across the throat.
There's no love lost between these two either. And
PJ laying down the law.
Christina Marie working within the confines of the rules, though, breaking before that 5 count. The crowd definitely wants cheesecake. Big clothesline, levels Corinne Minks.
Christina Marie now almost choking Corinne. Shoots her into the corner with that Irish whip. Hits a big splash. There's power. Power on display for sure. Christina Marie hooks the leg.
Kick out at 2.
Let's do it.
Dragging Corinne back up. Fireman's carry. Corinne fighting it.
Kicking those feet, trying not to let Christina Marie take the full weight on her shoulders and control her body. And Corinne Mink with a great push off and just sends Christina Marie through the second rope.
The momentum center flying. Imagine she had connected with that. Catches her.
Has Corinne Mink in that electric chair position and drives her face first into the apron.
You're not going to be eating much cheesecake after that. Her jaw connected straight with the edge. Corinne has no idea where she is. She is lost.
And she hasn't lost quite yet. Kicks out at 2.
I didn't mean physically. I mean mentally. She was lost. Her eyes were glazed over when she was rolled back into the ring there.
Well, she regains her composure here. Christina Marie's going to set her up.
For the power bomb. Countered with a big backdrop.
And Mink just crawling into that corner.
A bite of cheesecake for good luck. Or for a second win, it appears.
A little bit of sucrose and glucose and sugar and cheese and everything you need.
Ducks underneath, hooks the arm.
Beautiful vertical suplex.
Rolls through. Into the gut wrench.
Saito suplex.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think she was talking to you. You're just a disembodied voice in the sky, Johnny Patches. Just like me.
What a German. 1, 2, 3. No, kicks out at 2.
That's a 2.
What heart from Christina Marie. Heading up. Catches a big forward from Christina Marie in a second. Fireman's carry.
Big Death Valley driver there. Dumps her over, hooks the far leg, just gets a 2 count.
Crowd arguing with PJ on the count, but that was definitely a 2 count. Well, now Christine's arguing with her. Took a swing at PJ. PJ ducked.
Not smart, and Corinne Mink's going to take advantage of this.
This could be it. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell.
Just like that, Corinne Mink defends that NYCW Women's Championship, and still
Christina Marie got distracted with PJ there for a moment. That cost her. And another title defense by Corinne Mink.
I'm impressed with the professionalism of PJ the Whip here tonight as well.
And there's Kirby. There's no need for this. Come on, Christina, you're better than this.
Clearly she is not.
She's not happy with the outcome.
Frustrated with this loss here. But she's the one who took her eyes off the prize.
And she's the steel post for her trouble.
Corinne Mink is not playing around.
And she's giving Kirby that cheesecake.
He's going to need every sugar rush, every advantage he can get. later tonight, but looks like he's going to give this one to Christina Marie.
Oh.
What a waste of cheesecake.
But what a win for Corinne. And maybe a win for Kirby later on. We could be looking at the 2 standard bearers for NYCW at the end of this evening.
Kirby's got quite the mountain to climb with high voltage Omar.